Hi everybody, welcome back, or just welcome to anyone new. You just stumbled upon this channel, welcome. I'm Jimmy, and this is Jimmy's First Gen Mini Rescue. And today I'm going to talk about this orange car. This is my problem child. But before I get into that, I'm going to read today's fortune and product placement. As some of you know, I'm a beekeeper. So this is Rockwood Park Backyard Beekeepers Association. Go check out our Facebook page. Learn some facts, interesting facts about bees, pollinators in general, and what you can do to help save the bees. Anyway, you don't have to be a beekeeper. You can do stuff at home where you live. Anyway, let me get today's fortune out of the way, and then I'm gonna get on to this orange thing. Ooh, okay, it says, the philosophy of one century is the common sense of the next. Okay, the philosophy of one century is the common sense of the next. So there you have it. Fortune cookie wisdom, words to live by. Available on Amazon. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to talk to you about this orange car. What I did, what happened, what's going on with it, and when am I going to be starting to fix it? As some of you know, I rescue these cars, all except my gray and white Mini. That was the original one we bought back in 2004. We ordered it 2003. It arrived 2004. I bought the blue and white at auction from Copart. Then I bought this one next, about a month later, on auction, because it was pretty on this side and it was convertible. I mean, this side was flawless. You'll see in the pictures. It was, I mean, from 5 feet away, it was beautiful. It had some parking lot dings and some scratches, but that's the side they showed mostly in the pictures. But once I purchased it, I got the auction. I think I paid $750 for this car. I went up to New Jersey to pick it up. And when you look at the driver's side, which looking at the listing, they had a picture of it, but I was already blinded and in love with this side and the color and everything. I didn't notice there was a big giant smash up on that side. Not that big, it was a decent smash up, 20 miles an hour, 15, I don't know. But so that was that side. Then the closer you look, you saw dents, you saw scratches, you saw, I don't know if it was caught out in the hail or what happened. So so that was body work wise. I don't do body work. I pay people to do that because that's not one of the things I do. I enjoy turning wrenches, but sanding and primering and laying down Bondo or body filler or whatever, that's not me. I don't even like to wash a car like by hand. I'll drive through a car wash. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I'll get it running first because it doesn't make sense to have a pretty car that's not running. So I'll get it running first. It had a hole in the oil pan. It was leaking all of the oil leaks that these Minis have, it had. And so I set out to fix all of that stuff. I figured mechanical wise, once it's fixed and running, I'll be fine. Then I'll take it somewhere and get the body work done. I'll have a nice car. Well, I fixed it. I fixed it and I drove it for like six months, maybe 5 months.
Oh, this is a regular video because this not my Marco Polo. There's Sunny.
And I'm going to intersperse this video with some other video I took when I was driving and fixing this car before I broke what I broke, which is the reason it's sitting here now. But I got it running. I changed the oil pan. I changed all of the gasket. I changed the I did the supercharger service on here. I did everything that I could do. And I was driving the car for about 6 months. But I was driving locally. But one day I took it for a ride up to DC. And I got to maybe Fredericksburg. From here, that's about an hour away. And the transmission was hard to shift in and out of gear. Hard to shift in first, hard to shift in second, third, whatever. So I pulled over. The car cooled off. It was shifting fine. So I decided, okay, I better not chance it. Let me come back home. Driving around half an hour, no problems. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, no problem. Shifts fine. Anything over an hour or thereabouts, the shifter would just be stiff. Couldn't get it in first, second, third, any gear. Hard to get it in reverse. So I just thought, well, maybe the slave cylinder was bad. I bought a new slave cylinder and I was going to change it. And in the process of changing it, I broke the tab that the slave cylinder, attaches to the transmission. So the housing part of the tab broke. But before that, I drove it, the body place. Since I thought all my mechanical fixes were done, I drove it to a shop that did all of the body work. And I'll show you all the body work that was done. And you can compare it to the pictures I got dispersed in this video. And you'll see that he did a good job, smoothed everything out. It's all smooth. He doesn't have a painter at that time. His painter went back home and never made it back. And his shop was too busy. He did the body work. He had a separate painter. So I said, just do the body work. I'll go get it painted elsewhere. So that's what happened. And then I broke it. And it's been here for about 1.5 years. I hate to say that, but yeah. I bought a parts car, and I'll show that in here too. That was wrecked on the back end, but I ended up taking the transmission and the engine out of the parts car. So I have the transmission sitting in the storeroom, and that's what I'll be changing and putting in this car when I get around to it. But let me show you this car. Okay, it had the stripes on it, and it's the hot orange 2005 Cooper S. So all of this is very smooth. This was very smooth. There was just parking lot dings and dents. Parking lot dings and dents. It's still very smooth. The tailgate had the same issue that Sharon's tailgate had. So I fixed that. I got different exhaust on here. The same exhaust that goes on the blue and white. Right here is a little more, needs a little more work. But this was the main culprit here. This section of the car. It's been fixed. It's been smoothed out. Might need a little more smoothing before it's painted. And the same with the up here. Now, let's see. Let me get this cover off, because I want to show you the insides. You'll see in some of the older video that wasn't made for YouTube. I was just videoing it for my own personal. And oh, the dashboard I have out because I had to get that painted. But these are Harman Kardon stereo covers with the regular speakers behind there. I had to do the doors. I did them. The doors. This internal has the Chronos package. I do have all of the dash panels. The back panels are done. This is the only car we have with leather seats. But everything is great in here. Up there, I don't know if you remember, but none of that was up there. None of the panels, none of the visors, nothing was up there. The roof, nothing was up here. The motor that operates things, it's not up there. I had to get all of that. All of that was unknown to me because I did not look in the interior of this car before purchasing or putting in my bid. I just saw And this side, you know, you couldn't see any scratches, any dents, any dings at all on this side. But when you get closer, you can. So when I thought I fixed all the mechanicals, I took it to the place and got it inspected. It passed inspection. I always keep them registered, so it's registered. But yeah, so yeah, that's the case that happened to this car. I broke the and you can't weld on it. It's aluminum, so it's the case of the transmission, not anything inside. So I do have a new slave cylinder here, and I do have the replacement transmission in the storeroom. While I'm in there, I am definitely going to replace the clutch because you're in there, and that way I know the history of it. I can't remember how many miles are on this car. Let's see. It has 125,912 miles. So, yeah, but I had already did the supercharger service, so I don't have to worry about that when I take it off. Like I said, I only drove it for about 6 months, a little bit less, while I was getting the body work done and all of the inspections done, things like that. So, I will be starting to tackle this one as soon as the weather cools off. We've had 101 degree temperature. Today is supposed to be like 96, 97, I don't know. It's September 8th or 9th, I'm not sure which day. But yeah, it's hot. And high humidity. Last night we had a horrible storm. We lost power for about 4 or 5 hours. And my neighbor at the end, 2 houses over, one of her trees, or one of her big trees, like I guess it's half fell down because it broke the top half of it. It didn't hit her house, but it landed on her deck. So, but she's okay. Her house is okay. We offered any assistance we could. She's got a tree service coming tomorrow, and they're gonna check it out. But so fortunately here, where we are, all of my immediate neighbors were fine. And my beehives, they didn't blow over or anything. I have them tied down, so everything was fine there. All right, so that's it really. So you've probably seen a few videos of this car when it was running, back when I was enjoying the car, driving it, fixing it, sourcing parts, because there were parts I couldn't find, parts I had to get from the parts car. I went to a couple of U-Pick-em places to get parts, and I thought I was going to be done with the exception of the paint. So you're never really done. So I just wanted to update that. Hopefully I'll get to the maintenance series on this and continue some more maintenance stuff. Okay, now having said that, I want to thank all of the Subaru people. As you know, we have a 2014 Subaru Forester, and I've done a lot of work or maintenance items on that. That car has 226,000 miles plus on it. And I've done quite a bit of things to that to maintain it, keep it going, you know, as I can. And there's a few things that I'm not so sure I want to tackle, but there's a guy out there called Mr. Subaru. And I think there's some numbers after, but if you look him up, I think he's in North Carolina, South Carolina, one of those two. I want to contact him. Maybe he can give this car the once over and do any kind of repairs that I can't or didn't or shouldn't do. It has a CVT transmission. I know nothing about, you know, you got to have certain parameters when you fill it or unfill it or whatever. That's not me. So maybe I'll get him to do transmission service. I'll contact him. Anyway, that's it for now. I want to thank everybody for watching the videos. I don't know how many subscribers, likes, and comments, but I get a lot of that. And I want to thank you all for those. They do help. If you see anything that interests you, pass it along to some friends. I'm not the mini person who does all of the soup up jobs. You know, there's no oversized fuel injectors or undersized pulleys or any of that stuff. I don't do any of that. I do, my cars are stocked the way they came from the factory as far as supercharger, spark plugs, pulleys, the works. Now, they've been upgraded, some of them. One of them, the blue one, has a Detroit tuned supercharger. Love that thing. And then aftermarket wheels on most of them. But anyway, that's basically it. You know, deer whistles, you know, and the all-important iPod connection. This car, the iPod connection works. The blue and white, it doesn't work. So the blue and white not roadworthy because of that iPod. Gotta have my iPod, gotta have my personal music. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'm rambling as I do, but I hope this, you know, lets you hold on a little bit longer, and we'll get to work on this car, and then I have to locate a painter. Now, I don't want to go overboard with paint. You know, $1,200, $1,500 at the most. I mean, the car was only $750, so you know. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I'll get them more regular. And you know, if you guys need to see something, if you want me to show you something or explain something, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'm gonna ask this time. Give me thumbs up, likes, shares, subscribes, all of that stuff is appreciated. I love you guys. Thank you. And have fun with your minis.